Lucian here with Fish Mafia. Today I'm going to explain to you my setup for a DIY grow out, fish fry grow out. The idea came from Master Dean with Aquarium Co-op. This is a 10-gallon setup because in his description he used a 20-gallon. So this is what I used for a 10-gallon. If you don't have the money, or you want to spend a little less money, then I would say go this route. But maybe eventually, when I do get the money, I may start with it because it is a great setup for it. But as you can see right here, I already started on this one here. Okay, so what I used here was the Marineland MaxiJet 400. That's what's in there right now. Obviously, not all of these pieces. The rest of the pieces are inside here. But anyway, as you can see, if you get in, get a little tight here, it is just the actual impeller or motor system, whatever you want to call that. And these pieces here I got at I believe it was Lowe's, but I already had one that was, I believe, a 3/4 or a I believe it's like a water hose size adapter that is female, and then that went to I believe it's the 1/4 inch rigid piping for a reverse osmosis system. And I got the adapter that, luckily, when I got the adapter that goes in the fitting for our 3/4 fitting, was a male fitting to a little barb type of connection, and it went it just fit in there just perfectly. Did have to kind of had to heat it up to get it to actually fit in there snug. And as you can see, I wrapped a rubber band around it just to help with it being kind of more airtight. And then I will show you how that then I'll show you another little thing I did. And this was just a little I think this had like some pretzels in it or something like that. I put a little biomedia, and I actually ended up repurposing the lid, just putting a hole in the lid and making it so that I could close it. So I'm just going to show you that, and right now it's working. You can hear it doing its suction, so I'm going to put it back in there. It was just to kind of show you what I did. But that's basically how I had that, and had that going, which is what pumps the water back up top, over top of it. I had to jimmy the impeller MaxiJet because it had a rock stuck in it. Either that or it was a snail that fell out. But I was able to get that out, and now when I turn the water on, it should actually go back to working, which it is. And sometimes air bubbles get in. What I did is I just took, that's like a food container. I used something small and I actually drilled holes to it, and that's just actually, eventually I might want to put some poly filter in there just to clear it out. I just am going to use that, and maybe, like I said, at some point fill that with some poly, and not only clean that up, but then it actually makes the water a little bit cleaner for the fish fry that are up here. So in saying all that, that's the basic setup. Just kind of do it where you got the little round parts there, and then, like I said, with a Dremel, I have the little blades that I can cut that out. So whatever makes it easier. If you have a rotary tool or a Dremel, I highly recommend that. And using a tool, there's some different attachments you can do to draw it out. This stuff just cracks very easily, so that's why I recommend using something as far as heat to get your initial shape out. And then you can go back and use like a file or something just to kind of clean up any like plastic burrs and stuff around there, and that's like where the water is going to flow out. Okay, this is what I used here, the Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover. It's Ultra Matte Ultimate. Like I said, I will show you the finished product. It'll look very similar to this here on this side. Except on this one, I may bring it the white down just a little bit lower, just so that I can maybe see the fry that are in there. And the white is just so you can actually see the fry. You spray paint the whole thing on all the sides, and then you can really see, especially on the bottom. So when you look down in it, you can see where all your fries at, and you can actually spot feed them, especially if you're using crushed flake or real powdery type of food. Right now, this is what I have. I already drilled the holes. Just when I drilled these, I did drill. I went ahead and did these. I did a little bit wider, but it doesn't really matter. You just want to kind of get. I did that so that it would be more flush when I did tighten the bolts up on these. If you can see that, this is a 832. So the number is like the size 32. I think is the amount of threads that are actually within these screws. They're actually Phillips head. So then the match has already had these. This is an 8, size 8, and then 32 for the threads. So anyway, then I made sure that those threaded, and then I also bought these just to sandwich these on both sides of the plastic so that metal wasn't touching them. So I can show you on one of these real quick what I did, and these are 4th M flat washers, and I got these over in the same area, like plumbing area, where they have all kinds of different like adapters and things like that for plumbing, and then they slide right on there. So I'm going to take one of these off just so you guys can just see what it is that I did. Now you don't have to go through all this trouble if you don't want to. That's just me. You can maybe just do it on one side, do it. I just doing it because I know these things crack real easily, so that's why I made sure I did a little sandwich on both sides. So as you can see, I did use a little lock washer, and then a regular flat washer, and then the rubber washer, and then that goes in here. Remember, your thread's going to go out, not into the actual fry grow out. And then this washer goes in here, and then like I said, it's rubber touching the plastic there, rubber touching the plastic there. Then I did another washer right here, and then the hex nut. And so that's why I did this. That's just my preference, but feel free to reach, you know, you can always go. I would probably list a couple of the videos I use to kind of make my own, because like I said, I'm dealing with a 10-gallon here. So the reason why I did this. This is actually a small critter cage, and I got this at PetSmart. I think they're about $7.99, and I'm pretty positive they're the small size, because there's a small, a medium, and then a bigger one. And the reason why I got this one is because it's right about, if you measure from here to here, it's about 9 inches, which if you sit it in there, it'll sit in there just right. As you can see, it's the same size as this one I already have in there, and I already knew that going in, so I went and got that. So just make sure you get the small, and make sure when you measure across there that it's 9, and I think it's like 9 by 6, and the width going this way is right around 6 inches as well. So it's like 6 inches across here, and then 6 inches down. So just so you know, those are the measurements you want to look for. And then for finishing things, a marine style heat shrink tubing kit. And I got these because there's a whole bunch that are already kind of pre-cut, and realistically, I didn't even need that much. I actually took one and cut it in half, and they fit right over that. So when I get this all put back together and all cleaned up and everything, which I'll probably do a little short video of that after this, just as an add-on, just to kind of show how the finished product looks like. And then you use your lighter, or like I said, if you have a torch, you just heat that up, and eventually it'll shrink to the point where it's actually like it's on there real tight and snug, doesn't come off. And that's just to keep it so, like, you know, you're not tearing up or scratching the edge of your black rim on your aquarium. This will be over in like the fishing area probably, and boat type stuff, which is usually only like 2 or 3 aisles in most Walmarts that I've known. Anyway, just so that you know that's where you can find that. And obviously you can get this at Lowe's as well. It's probably going to cost a little more. 10 gallon. So this is all the product here that you need. The bolts that match as far as the size and the thread number, and then the rubber washers, and then the heat shrink. But like I said, that and the painting is obviously last, which is the Rust-Oleum Ultimate. So it doesn't peel. It hasn't peeled off. I've already had that set up for almost 3 weeks now, so it seems to do pretty good. Like I said, just give it a good solid 24 hours after you're completely done with your last sprays on it. Figured out like how I wanted to tape it, so I would just kind of say maybe draw something out and then kind of just wrap your tape around and just figure out what side. Like I said, this here I wanted a little bit lower, so I'm just going to make sure when, like obviously since that's the back and I already drew that out for me to cut out, I'll probably bring this side a little bit lower, and then the rest of the 3 sides around will be higher. And that's just to give me a better window so I can actually almost look through the front and still kind of look down at an angle and still see the fry in here. But for the most part, you're going to be spraying the bottom. You're basically spraying all the sides, but you're going to spray the bottom really good, each side, the back, and obviously the front is where you want to go a little bit lower, just so you can get a better visual on that. So that's it for osmosis parts, and find them that way too. But obviously Amazon's your friend too, because I got a whole big bag of different things with the valve on there, with the knob on there, so you can control the flow on it. I also did run a air down into the bottom of that too, from coming up from the back. So yeah, and apparently there is a zip tie that has a hole in it, and that's like another thing that's in Master Dean's setup there. So now I'm going to try to put in the description 2 of the videos that I did watch. One was obviously the Master Dean original, and then there's another guy, and I think his name is Wel-Don, D-O-N, Wel-Don Tanks. As I said before, I did paint the front side, or what will be the front side, a little bit lower. I did cover this pretty well, but you will get some little spray areas. I don't know, you may be able to scratch them off with your finger. I just said, oh well, I'm not even going to worry about it. I do also like to rinse this out really good. But I did say I was going to show, not that fits this, and hand tightened it. I had to use a screwdriver, the Phillips head screwdriver on this side, just to tighten it down a little bit. Just get a little snug. And like I said, it's a little, maybe one turn past hand tight. There it is. And then I'm going to slide on the heat shrink. Just like that. And then just double check it. Yeah, that's on there pretty snug. I like it. And then put that on there. And then I try not to hit the plastic. I try to aim it a little bit away. It's already starting to shrink a little bit, but try to keep it, once again, away from the plastic, because it will make a little burn mark or melting mark on it, excuse me, an itch. And there it is. I think this just a little bit more. And you can kind of pinch this. Just be careful, because it will be hot. So don't grab onto it for too long, or you're going to get burnt. And then finish it up. Just try to get like right on the tip of the bolt there, and then get back. And then it'll roll. So I'm just beating quick, because with the blue flame, it's a little stronger than the typical lighter. This is a hotter flame, there it is. Okay. It's all 4 sides, and then it's ready to go in. Okay, so going back to finish this part up. Got a big piece of sponge here that I had luckily laying around. The one I initially put on there, I think this was the same thing as this, but Fry did come through with it. But they do have like some finer grade. I've seen like it, that's actually for canister filter, excuse me. And anyway, so just going to show you, I just kind of somewhat measure it. You do want it to kind of hang out a little bit because you're going to clip this around the side. It started, sometimes it gets a little bit easier. But see that? It doesn't go too far in there. Actually, it might be a little more than 1/8 of an inch, but the point is just to get it started and not go super deep in there. You want some of the sponge to stay tight in the middle section of it, so to speak. And just cut, like I said, cut a groove around for that. To just kind of feel around to see if like it, you want it to be just a little bit noticeable. But as you see, I'm basically just pushing all that first little section in and trying to get it line up, the plastic here to line up just with the center point of where the cuts were, and then you can kind of help it out a little bit and pull through this side. That's kind of what you want when you get it so it starts, and eventually you'll see that it kind of gets in there till it feels pretty snug. That's definitely in there. I'm gonna push. I try to pull on that side, and it's, you can tell. So I'm gonna go rinse this out, and then Mac will wrap things up. I got the sponge cut out. I did have to pull the whole 10 gallon out to fit the we're in there. Like I said, it's kind of tight. I have a twang long top of this video. I did have just the ball valve part sticking out from here, coming out from that part. This is actually the elbow where it comes out from the bottom here. It kind of goes up and then runs up behind there, and I have a zip tie back here holding it. I may eventually use something a little bit neater for that. Like I said, I might do another video just showing you when I do a little more cleanup on it, just to show some things that I did do. You know, you always find things after you get it done that, you know, you can make things a little bit tighter and a little bit neater. But for right now, I went ahead and put all these together just to kind of have it ready to go. But I'm adding now a T instead of just this coming straight out from the elbow. And this is where it kind of split out, and you want the ball valve control, which I have another one here for the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. It actually might be an elbow on that side now that I think of it. I don't have anything yet ready to do a third one just yet. May eventually have to use a T, but I think I'm actually going to use an elbow on that side. Okay, here it is. This is what I was talking about. When I ordered my reverse osmosis system, I ordered a bag of fittings. There's so many on Amazon right now, but just when I ordered it, I said, let me go ahead and order some extra stuff with it. And these come with these little clips that I guess help keep it nice and tight and snug. You do have to pop these back out once you put them in order for you to push in and then pull out the actual hosing. I can't remember. I might have had to buy these separately, but I'm thinking they did come in with these. But at any rate, like I said, these are just straight couplers, which is just going like a one-to-one. Just get something, put across something, and T's, and then obviously the ball valves. It gives you a couple, I don't know, 5 or 6 in there. I've already used a couple. And like I said, I have a couple in my garage where my RO system kind of comes in and goes into like a 40-gallon, one of the big 40-gallon drum trash cans. It actually gets seated and hits the edge of the inside of the T, or even the elbow, whatever it is that you have up there. So I have not cut anything yet for this side, but I got these things. They're definitely worth, I don't know, I think I paid $13, $15 for these. I use it. It cuts all kinds of sizes that you can fit in there of PVC pipe. It works really good for these too. It's just like a ratcheting system that you just basically, well, you got to you open it all the way up so the blades, and then all the way open, and then you just crank it down. I'm not going to go all the way just yet because I'm trying to see how much I might need to go over to this one using my hands and my fingers. So I have it. I'm going to give a little more because I know when you push into it, you do have to go in. I don't know. It's probably about 1/8 of an inch before it seats. So I'm going to give a little bit more on that one. Add it about right there. I am going to take it to an elbow. Finally in here. And feels like it's all the way in there, but then maybe that one got snugged in. But you want to kind of take your thumbnail and press down. These things are kind of like spring loaded, and you'll see the little sleeve that kind of sticks up. So I kind of press down, have it pressed. That one did finally get seated in there pretty good. And then obviously come back and take my clips. Actually, we can do that after. I kind of want a little bit because this is the overflow spout, so that, and then I do take the blue flame. There it is. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. That's both of them. This is the one I did previously. Like I said, you can tell where the paint was up a little bit higher. I went a little bit lower on that, and I'm still, I mean, I can see down there somewhat, but I just feel like maybe just not doing it at all, like keeping it no paint, just no paint at all on the front side of it, but doing the sides and the back and the bottom. And see how that comes out. So I may do a third video here, just kind of feel it out and see. Right now, I'm really trying to get, I don't know if you could see, I know in some of the shots, I got some German Rams and I've got some Emperor Tetras up here, and apparently Emperor Tetras breed pretty easily. I just got to look into that and see if they use some kind of a spawning mop, something like that. But the German Rams I have right now, I'm pretty positive I have a male and a female. They are doing a lot of rock cleaning right now. And I'm doing a pretty good feeding with them and making sure I'm feeding them some heavy proteins and stuff like that. But so far, nothing's happening yet. And I got plenty of rocks in there and a lot of things that, once again, Master Dean has brought up in some of his videos, and has kind of brought me a lot of ideas in doing some of these things, which is why I'm trying to start breeding rams too, which may also be in these fry grow outs, which is why I might have to have a third one coming up here if I do see some fry showing up. So you guys, thank you for the 60. I know I have 60 subscribers right now, which I know I've had footage on there for a good 4 years now, but I just want to say thank you to those people that fairly recently subscribed and those that are staying with me. I'm trying to put still put some updated things out there. Once again, sorry for such a long break between. Please like and subscribe. And I am probably gonna have a little B-roll of this. So I just wanted to give you guys a quick shot of the finished grow out tanks I have right now. This is the second addition to what I already had connected. And on here, you may not have been able to see it. I know I had kind of like a low shot when filming this. I apologize for that, but now you can kind of see the finished product up here. And over here, this did go from what was an elbow that connected into here with a little connection piece here to the ball valve. And this does work. I just kind of turned it off right now for filming purposes. Shut that off. I just wanted to kind of show a little kind of close-up shot in here. Yeah, and these are all the peacock gudgeon babies. And as of right now, I have a male sitting on top of some eggs right now that are probably pretty much wigglers, if not free swimmers, in my 36-gallon bow front right now. I did take out the 4 CPD. Well, now they're a little bigger than what I would call fry size. Yeah, there's one right there. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more. Yeah, so there's all 4 of those. So to be continued on.